Hey, welcome to another episode of A Car Ride with the Insurance Guy. I'm just leaving my office here to go get some lunch, and it is a chilly, sunny day in November, which is always a perk, but and rare in Northwest Washington here. But it's also Veterans Day, and maybe more importantly, it's Veterans Day. And I've been thinking, just pondering a lot about it. Sometimes this is a holiday we just kind of brush over. As a kid, it was just a day off school. When I worked at the bank, it was just a day off work. It's not a day off anymore. But more importantly, I have some veterans in my family, and I never really, have thought to think about what kind of impact veterans have had on my life. And so this episode, you're not going to get anything about insurance. Might be good for some of you watching. That might be a bad thing for others of you watching. You can check my other episodes, and we'll have some more insurance tips for you later, I promise. But right now, I just wanted to take a second and honestly share a story. This is a story that my dad told me. I remember, growing up, and this is one that he shared with me about a young guy in Pearl Harbor. And this guy was he's in the Navy. So he's stationed on a boat. He was on the boat when the Japanese attacked, right before, I guess, during World War II. I don't know if you can consider that our war at that point yet, but he was doing his day-to-day stuff, just a normal, day in Pearl Harbor, and the Japanese attacked, and torpedoes, and bombs, and planes, and machine guns, and everything happened really fast and surprised. And so and part of the reaction to that was men either trying to get to their battle stations, get to their fighting stations, or just get off the boats that were already torpedoed. He happened to be stationed on a boat that was hit, or the boat next to him was hit. I'm not actually clear on that. But somewhere around him, an explosion went off, and he was hit with some shrapnel in his back. And that shrapnel knocked him out, knocked him down, and he recalls two things from that incident. He recalls hearing two things, and one was a person nearby saying, "Leave him, he's dead," and another one was, and I'm forever grateful for this person, but another soldier actually said, "No, bring him with us. He's my friend. I know him. He's coming with us." And that friend on that day, that simple act of courage, I can't imagine with all the chaos going on, the bombs blasting, the ship sinking, the surprise of the whole ordeal, with all of that chaos going down, he had kind of the courage, first of all, and the presence of mind to save that man with the shrapnel in his back. That man was actually my grandfather. And so, he lived, he's not alive today, he's not with us anymore, unfortunately, but he did live that day, thanks to the soldier. And he lived to have a family, he lived to have kids, his kids lived to have kids, and I'm proof of that. Everything that I know in my life, is only even in existence because that one soldier was courageous enough to save my grandfather. All of my aunts and uncles, my grandma as I know it, their lives impacted all of our lives. All my cousins, we got a lot of family. All of our cousins, our aunts, our uncles, all the fishing trips we've had, the campouts we've had, the experience in scouting, our experience in our church, the experience just as a family reunions, horseback riding, all the things that I remember, none of that would have happened or existed had it not been for the courageousness and the valor of really, that soldier that saved my grandfather that day. So, as I was thinking about it, the veterans have done a lot for us, and sometimes in ways that we don't think about. And I'm 30 years old. It took me 30 years really to have that thought that I might not even have been here if it wasn't for the courage that happened on that day. So anyway, so I challenge you today to to just take a second, right? Maybe it's been a while, but just take a second. Think about the impact that somebody in, some of the veterans in our life, in your life, have had on our lives. Not just our freedoms like we talk about, but on our lives in a whole. And sometimes it is just general freedoms, but sometimes it's a little more specific like that. And we all know somebody serving. So anyway, so that's the message for today. So thank you to all the veterans, to everybody who serves our country in any capacity. We are truly, truly grateful for it. Thank you, thank you, thank you.